From fabulous Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, home of the stars, the magic factory where dreams come true, culture capital of the world, jewel of the Pacific, it's the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get it on. Mandate. Get it on. Welcome to the program, everybody. I'm Adam Carolla. Good day, Alison Rosa.
Hello, Adam Carolla.
And good day, Bald Brian.
Give me a break.
Ben Hoffman, comedian Ben Hoffman in studio. He is the star of The Ben Show. It is on Comedy Central Thursday nights, and I watched it. I watched two of them. Really funny new show. So we'll talk to him, and we'll bring him in a couple of things. Oh, hey, Bald Brian. Hey. What's up there, bud?
Give me a break.
Couple things to complain about. We'll do a little early news. We'll bring Ben in.
Just
maybe,
a couple?
Just a couple. Couple hundred.
He's in a good mood.
Story from a couple of weeks ago. We got to work this out. Here's the deal. First off, you know my whole thing about uniformity. Like uniformity, especially in the bathroom.
Yes.
I forgot to tell you, but it happens a lot. And I don't imagine it happens in the women's room or the ladies' room that often, but you sidle up to the urinal, and there's just a
that
huge
doesn't happen.
Golden, foamy, frothing bucket of piss sitting at the bottom, meaning the guy did not want to lift his hand and flush it. He took all the B vitamins and asparagus he could ingest that morning and just evacuated himself into this toilet. And first off, it's when I saw it was at a convention center in Florida. It's the middle urinal. It's like it's the crown jewel, and it's the jewel in the crown of the urinal, and it's like it's so yellow that it was golden, like it was almost orange, and it was like somebody liquefied like a pylon, like a cone, like a traffic cone, and just put it in there
as if it's saying slow down.
Yes, and see me from outer space. If there's no roof on this convention center, it could be seen from outer space. And I just walked in. And I thought, why do you what does this say about you, that I must leave this for people to sort of...
Well, it says you don't drink enough water, for one.
Yes, to deal with, you know? And I know they don't want to touch the handle. But isn't there this thing? I have this thing where there's a lot of people, which is, once I am done and it no longer affects me, I'm 100% out. Meaning, once...
No trace that you ever used the bathroom.
Just, what I'm saying... No, not that. What I'm saying is once I am through with this piece of gum, once I'm done with this sports page, once I am done with whatever I am done with, then it goes wherever it goes for anyone else to deal with it but me, because I have no interest in it once I'm done. Mm-hmm. As I'm pissing, I need this urinal now. I'm taking a piss. Now I'm done taking a piss.
Right.
I could lift my hand 11 inches and pull this handle and be a human being, but I'm done. And I'm not going to burn...
You're being that. You're voicing that guy.
I'm not going to burn 1 calorie more than I have to for anyone in society. I mean, this includes sort of holding doors.
Do you think it's like the falling down syndrome? It's like people who just feel... who have anger about their life and anger, they feel like they're pushed around, and this is just kind of their passive-aggressive way of saying fuck you to the world?
I think it's worse. I think other human beings don't exist. I think it's just all that exists is me and my urethra. Very funny animated show from the 70s. There was a whole song about it.
Right.
And that's it. I'm done. I'm done peeing, and my mind is, well... Now that I'm done peeing, I'm hungry, I'm horny, I need to take a nap, I need to shop. You know, I'm moved on to the thing I need to do. I jumped past humanity where I flushed a fucking toilet because that would be the decent thing to do. I've evacuated myself. I came in here to do this. I didn't come in here to flush a toilet. No one says, oh, I'm just going to walk into the men's room at the convention center in Dade County and just start flushing toilets. No, I'm going in there to take a piss. Now, His Royal Highness, is done evacuating his royal bladder, and now I will turn his royal ass around and walk out of this fucking royal head. That's how it goes. A lot of guys do this, by the way. I see it all the time.
Do you ever say anything?
There's nothing to say because I always walk in.
But I mean, you've never seen someone, you never caught someone in the act?
No, I've never caught somebody in the act. Oh, I probably have. Yes, I probably have, and I did these sort of passive aggressive. Well, I guess I'll just get that for you kind of thing. Yeah, when they're walking out. But it now gets tricky because half the urinals are automatic.
Yeah, the eye.
The eye, and this has fucked everything up because we, as I've said before, we are guinea pigs in this transitional period, like I talk about. It's like CGI. CGI looked like shit 10 years ago.
Oh, our grandkids are going to look back on the movies we loved and laugh at us.
Yeah, it's going to look like shit, right? And so now we've done this horrible thing where either you make all toilets with the magic flushing eye, or you make none of them that way. You don't go half and half because this guy may have a toilet at work that has the magic eye, and the other convention he was at had it, so he has every excuse to turn around and walk away without raising his hand.
Yeah, what percentage of the eyes work, do you think? 2/3? Work like they're supposed to. A full flush.
Well,
because some go like, psh, and then there's a little bit of bubbling and nothing.
Listen, the amount of water that the airport has deemed was a fair allotment for you, what would be sufficient for you to wash your hands, is way less than 10% of what I need. And I'm not a surgeon. I mean, I get the first they had the spring operated one where you would just, I don't know what it is about the airport, but they don't, airports should have a sign that says, not trusting the public with water since 1949. I don't know what happens because you go to other places. They seem to have some trust level with you and their customer. When you go to a restaurant, they seem to have there's some level of trust.
There's a tacit agreement going on between you and the urinal.
There's a tacit agreement with you and the restaurant that you frequent, which is I enjoy your food, so I'm not going to take my undershirt off, ball it up, shove it into the drain, and then run both things and run out of here like a lunatic, thus flooding your bathroom. I will use the water that I need to wash my hands, and then when I'm done, I'll go ahead and shut the handles off.
Thank you for believing me, Applebee's.
Yes, thank you for having the faith and believing in me. So, but at the airport, they started off with the spring-loaded ones.
So you could watch the amount of time you had left.
That's the whack-a-mole, except for those things would get old and loose, and you'd punch them down, and by the time you removed your hand from the top and got it underneath it, it was already popped up.
Yeah, it was like that game, that slapping game.
Then you had to work this move where you held it down with one hand and tried to use the one-hand wash for things. Now they have the magic eye. But the magic eye is it's like if you ever see a machine gun burst, like from a fighter plane or something. It's like, it's like it's milliseconds.
It spits at your hand, and you have to catch it.
It's not 6 seconds. It's a minute. It's a second. Like it's 1.6 seconds. It's not 6 seconds. So it's like you do the thing, and it goes. Psh. All right, I got soap in my hands. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that fear that you're going to anger it and it won't even turn on again.
Right.
You have to go to a different faucet and rinse it nose.
Right. But what if they just gave you five? Like, what if they just gave you a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then shut off? What would be the worst? Give me a worst case scenario. Well,
your hands would be clean for one.
Worst case scenario is you reboot. It goes, you use only 2 of the 5 seconds, and it runs additional 3 seconds without you.
And meanwhile, the magic eye toilet flushed 4 times while I was sitting there.
Right. I'm just saying, what happened? Where's the airport and the trust level?
It's non-existent.
Of you and the H2O. So, I would just ask all human beings, when you use the urinal, and it has the big chrome 6-inch handle, old school plunger, hanging the one-arm bandit hanging off the edge, feel free to be a human being and pull it after your frothy yellow piss. And let's go ahead and get dividers. Because what happened to me is I walked into the bathroom, and as I was walking in, I ran into a fan. Hey, Ace Man, how's it going? Good, man. Big fan, man. Thanks, buddy. Listen to the pod. Now I realize we're both taking a piss.
Yeah.
And there's no dividers. Oh. So The only thing that divides us
Very
is
personal conversation in that case.
the pot of gold that the leprechaun is guarding between us. But we're having this conversation and realize and the guy's like, big fan, man, big fan. And I'm like, well,
Look down, you're like, yeah, you are.
sorry to disappoint. Yeah. Well, I thought if I was talking to a guy I was a big fan of, I'd probably take a cock look. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get these opportunities that often.
Sees.
Yeah, like how many times do you get to see the junk of a guy you're a big fan of? And this is a fairly new, it's a convention center. I'm sure, like I said, if you go down the street, if you go to the Applebee's, there will be a division.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the airport, there will be a division. If you go to the gas station, there may be a division. Can we just kind of sign off?
Why isn't there? The urinals, it's all foreign to me.
Listen, I'm trying to think of where it is. You guys can help me. JFK, like they were like working. Oh yeah, there you go. JFK. They were working on like the new United Terminal or something, or American Terminal or something for like 10 years. And then they finally finished it about 3-4 years ago. And we were doing I did something with the radio. I went down there for basically CBS and Les Moonves and something, Radio City Music Hall, unveiling the new shows, the upfronts. And I went into this bathroom, and I remember they finally had finished the new terminal. And again, it was JFK, but I can't remember if it was United or American or what it was. But it was
wasn't JetBlue, because I know that.
No,
this is before that.
It was like, whoa, this is really nice, like really nice furniture.
It's a new American terminal.
Probably American, yeah. And then you went to the bathroom, and it was all like nickel-plated stuff and sleek and chrome and all this, and walls with Carrara marble going all the way up. It's like, hey guys, first class, like nice job. And then I got up to the urinal next to a huge guy, and I realized, everything but a fucking divider between the two urinals. What? Again, can't we just go, when you build a new bathroom, you must it's going to cost you an extra $40. It's a piece of either melamine or Cortron. It's what we used to use when we made closets. It's vinyl coated.
Are you sure that's even English?
3/4 MDF or OSB. Sorry. No, it's MDF. Sorry. Medium density fiberboard. And you just put it on the wall with a couple chrome things and a couple screw shields. Like, it ain't no big
I
whoop.
could do it.
You could do it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It could easily, as I say, in a land of nothing but rules and nothing but codes, and there's a billion codes in that bathroom, why not just tack on one more?
Yeah. Now, I feel like I've asked this before, but being a big celebrity and all, you don't ever just piss in the toilet in the stall?
I feel weird. Well, there's two things. First off, I feel like the stall is for shitting for the most part.
Is that how most guys feel?
Yeah. It's like that Nancy Sinatra song went. This stall was made for shitting, and that's what this ass is going to do. One of these days, this ass is going to shit all over you.
Right.
So I feel, it's weird. It's because I'm a celebrity, I feel like, small dick Carolla is going to turn his ass on humanity by going in there. Meanwhile, there's a guy with explosive diarrhea who's just cramping up by the
That's
sink,
nice
right?
Of you.
So that's number one. Number two, a lot of them are handicapped. So you go into the that's bad juju. Going there and peeing on the toilet with the riser on it, the seat with the riser on it. So I will just use the urinal, and then sometimes you go use the urinal, and some guy just pulls up next to you. So it was all clear, and then you went and did it, and then some guy pulled up next to you. But dividers, I think I could win a congressional seat just basically with this is my only platform. It's just dividers between urinals. It's mandated. Half of them have it anyway. Why would you build a state-of-the-art lounge and airport and everything and not do it? Yes.
You know who's scheduled to come in next week? Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom. And we should start making a list of important stuff like urinal dividers.
Easily done.
To bring up to him.
Yes.
To pass through the state legislature.
Thank you. I shall. Now, in the women's room, I'm guessing because women are much more, I feel, civil than men.
Sometimes.
Well, they don't mark things with urine.
No, I mean, occasionally you'll walk into a women's restroom and you'll see urinal over the seat and you'll think, what the fuck? That's usually my reaction.
How's that even happen?
Yes. Were you hovering so much and were you drunk?
Right.
Because there are women who refuse to even let their flesh touch the seat. Mm-hmm. For like 1 week I tried that and then I thought, this is way too hard.
Right.
So then I just, fuck it.
So how often have you seen in, let's say, an airport or convention center a toilet that had urine in it when you entered the stall.
Oh, I've seen that before, but I always think that it's not flushing. That's my reaction to that. And that is usually what it is, because you can tell, because it's not just frothy urine. It's a lot of other stuff in there too.
I've said many times, this magic eye has completely eliminated the courtesy flush, which is the greatest gift one citizen can give to the next. You know what I mean? You talk about donors, you know.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I
that little pink thing on your license, that's fine. But the courtesy flush, right up there with the guys that left it on the line at Normandy, and
they're heroes.
Guys
they're
that
heroes.
feed the meters for other people.
These are heroes, yes. And when you have the eye, you got to do the weird hand move with the courtesy flush.
You can throw your back out.
It doesn't work. There needs to be the manual override of the eye for the courtesy flush, for the courtesy hero.
I have a question about the urinal magic eye. Do you find that does your dick get soaked accidentally? Because when you're sitting on the toilet and it flushes when you didn't want it to, all of a sudden butt bath.
Right. No, we don't get that. We don't get that as much.
Lucky.
But I like butt bath.
It generally goes off when you walk away.
Right.
If it goes off at all. I'd say a third of the time it doesn't go off.
I mean, I tend to rock back and forth a lot. So.
But we are, well, listen, you got to get your thinking in. The point is we are living through this transitional period of magic eyes that aren't that magic and don't work that well. And for all I know, are being hacked into and recording our every shit and piss. I'm assuming there's some guy in China right now that just has 2,000 hours of my cock and ass somewhere, and it's going.
Adam Carolla collection.
It's going up on the internet. Yes, abso-goddamn-lutely.
While we're on the urinal thing, if you're at an old school urinal, here's a do yourself a favor. And I think you get on board with this. I think some guys avoid doing it because they don't want the germs touching the hands where other guys have touched after their junk. Use your elbow. It's eye level. Just boop, elbow right there, clean. You flushed. You're good.
Well, the thing is that there's a couple of moves. First off, they do this thing where they go, well, you know, the handle on the door to the bathroom is filthier than the actual handle on the toilet. And I go, yeah, that's because of all the douchebags, the Jackie Chan of the can, who like to walk in, lift their foot up, and open the door with their fucking piss foot. So now, again, would most of you people within the sound of my voice just fucking kill yourself? You understand what you're doing. You're walking around.
You just asked your listenership to off themselves.
Or someone you know. I guess that's not yourself.
But update your subscriptions on iTunes.
Yeah, for sure. Leave
Pay
a
it
love
forward.
behind.
Right.
But no, what I'm saying is you're walking around in a pissery dish. You're walking around in a place where people just pee on the floor and there's shit all over the floor and there's everything. And then you're taking your foot and you're lifting it up and you're transferring whatever it is to the push plate.
May as well just piss on the door.
Yes, now, and get a little shit, and like have a snot rocket.
and rub your balls on
it. And then me, who's a human being, is going to put my hand on this plate that wasn't that bad, but you've transferred what was on the floor onto the door, ass wipe. And then there's all the guys that, oh boy, these guys, all the guys with the advanced degrees, all the guys who have all the guys who work for Pfizer and Upjohn, and all the guys who work in all the forensic labs who open things with their sleeve and open. I like the guy who uses his sleeve. So now you have a shit sweater? You have shit on your sweater?
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. So, all right, at least I open it with my hand. I can wash my hands, but you're just going to walk around the rest of the evening with the shit sweater.
Wait,
using your logic.
Have you seen at IKEA, they have some special kind of door pull thing? I wish I could remember exactly what it was. All I know is I thought, oh, this is new and different, and then I almost broke my arm trying to use it. You hook, it's like a loop, and you hook your arm through it.
Right.
In
In
their bathroom.
IKEA.
As if you're going to skip down some kind of yellow brick road, linking arms with the door itself. But it ricochets back and can pull your arm right back out.
Listen, we have this weird obsession with germs.
There it is.
Except for, it's like a cloth strap. I mean, it's like what you'd hang on to on a subway or something, or
I know,
doing that strap thing.
I know you're supposed to. You don't use your hand. You loop your wrist or your arm through it.
Okay, here's the thing. It's insane to me that we have this obsession with the bathroom and the handles and the doors and such and so forth. And then basically you go to In-N-Out Burger and some kid just makes you a burger and he hands it to you and you just eat it. And the one that drives me insane is, first off, I think the thing I talked about in my book, but you take the ketchup packet, you happily put it in your mouth.
I know.
Put it right in your mouth. This ketchup packet, God knows where this thing's been. And God knows what kind of truck this thing's been in. Like follow the path of this ketchup packet. It's not kept in a sterilized environment. You put it in your mouth, you rip it open. Then you milk the thing onto the box that the burger comes in. Now, the box is not being sterilized either, and then you dip your fries into it. But you got a kid back there, got a bunch of, teenagers, and they're cutting up the tomatoes, and they're making the fries, and they're putting the stuff together by hand, and then they wrap it up. It's all by hand, and their hands aren't, they're not wearing gloves or anything. They just hand it to you, and you just eat it. And by the way, God knows how much whatever feces got mixed into those grain silos that have all the wheat that they make the bun out of, and God knows how many illegals handled that tomato and that lettuce before it got to your fucking delicate mouth, and the beef, the cows, the slaughterhouse, the whole thing. But then when you go to the bathroom, out comes the sleeve. Now all of a sudden you're the Surgeon General.
I just threw up in my mouth.
What are we doing here? You're surrounded by
just
germs.
Selective germophobia.
Right.
Selective hygiene.
We're doing exactly what the terrorists want us to do, which is not making any sense at all. We're not focusing on what makes sense.
I remember very clearly sitting at a restaurant in college with some friends, all of whom were smoking inside. I probably was too. And they were talking about how bad saccharin is for you. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay.
Sure.
This, Adam, this is an example of what you say. This is working big to small. Or excuse me, small to big. This is worrying about things that mean nothing when, in fact, you're engaging in behavior that's much worse for you.
I am convinced that's how we control our psyches. That's how we are wired to run from animals. We're wired to run from danger. We have so much primitive wiring to us, and we don't know what the fuck to do with it because everything is air conditioned and all the water's clean. There's no dysentery, and people aren't, it used to be, if you were born, you had a 1 in 4 chance of surviving or seeing your second birthday. We've eliminated all that, but our minds are still that reptilian kind of brain. We didn't advance our brain like childbirth mortalities, not an issue, but it's changed a ton in the last 500 years, but our brains haven't changed that much in the last 500 years. So we need something to occupy ourselves with. And I understand that. You have to worry about stuff, but worry about shit that makes a difference, retards.
Well, here's something that you can file under hokum, perhaps, although I'm sure a lot of people believe in it. When I took my my new puppy to the vet, I was looking at the diplomas and whatnot on the wall, and the guy is certified in animal acupuncture.
I just had a vet recommend that to me last week.
For what?
For my dog. But
I know, but for what kind of, for dog stress?
He's a dachshund. He's a dachshund. He throws out his back.
Should we re-examine that last exchange? I just had my vet recommend that the other day. For what? For my dog.
Oh.
Yes.
He took one look at me. He was like, "You're kind of hunched over there, pal.
Yeah.
I have an idea for you."
Yeah. Your dog, acupuncture.
I haven't done it.
No.
I'm just saying, I took the dog in because he hurt his back. He's a dachshund, long back. And the guy's like, the vet's like, well, dog acupuncture really works. I'm like, really? They actually do that? He's like, yeah, here's the name of the place.
He's got to bend at the paw when he lifts boxes.
He should have used that strap that goes on his forepaws.
Yeah. Does he have a set of carpeted stairs to get up to your bed?
They're arriving tomorrow. I just ordered them.
From what Sky Mall magazine did you find them?
We found it in Sky Mall. We found it in Sky Mall. Cheaper on Amazon. I clicked through, of course.
Thank you. You just ordered the stairs.
That's right. Actually, it's a stair. They're stairs that convert into a ramp.
What, because he's been throwing his back out jumping?
Three times he threw his back out. This happens with dachshunds.
How do you know when he throws his back out?
Because he's miserable. He has tail between his legs and he won't, bark or do anything. Like, it's obvious that he's hurt.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He won't eat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, the guy's hurt. So you get a little.
Okay, so you got the
You
stairs.
had your dog's ear lopped off.
I didn't. Well, first off, I wanted to do that myself. Listen. I am in a very vulnerable position here because I have a dog that my wife loves so much that if she, when I leave, she'll be like, and you didn't say bye to Molly. And I'll be like, I don't think Molly's going to be upset or have her feelings hurt. Well, why don't you say bye? You say bye when you leave. You say bye to everyone else, say bye to Molly. So I have a wife that is she's just such a loving person. She loves the bejesus out of the kids, out of me, out of the dog. I mean, you put something in front of her, she will love that thing, and there's nothing not to love about Molly. She's the sweetest dog on the planet. She's one of these dogs. I've never met a dog where when you're sitting at the table and just feeding her scraps off the table, she gingerly takes the food out of your hand. She doesn't grab at it. She's very careful. She does it. She goes very slow. She turns her head and she makes sure that there's no tooth contact on your hand. Like she's like very concerned about you. She would never leave a urinal filled with her filthy piss for me to discover at a convention center outside of Tampa. That's for goddamn sure. So when that dog then gets like ear cancer, what the fuck are we supposed to do? See, so it's a volatile combination, which is I have a credit card. I have a wife who loves the bejesus out of Molly.
You have a vet that knows both of those things.
I have a vet that's well aware of both these things, and what are you going to do about it? Thus, there goes the ear.
Yeah.
And it makes for a weird asymmetrical sound when she does the dog, like the ear thing. Now she has just the one ear flapping around.
Did it affect her balance?
She's got the one.
Because acupuncture is good for that.
She's got the one weird eye, and
balances out.
We're trying to get her off the food. She's diabetic, so she has to get the shot of insulin, and then that makes for all the conversations like, I'm leaving, you got to feed Molly, you got to give her the insulin shot, and then it's like Molly doesn't want to eat, but I got to leave, but she doesn't want to eat her food, but she needs to eat her food because I can't give her the insulin shot until she eats her food, and then I just stand and you'll eat. No, actually, I yell. It's funny. It's funny what you do with dogs, because I go, eat your din-din, eat your din-din, eat your din-din. Now, I wouldn't say din-din to anybody else. I'd just say eat your dinner, or I'd say eat your food. The dog doesn't speak English. But it's funny.
Cutesy.
It doesn't speak cutesy English or the Queen's English. It just doesn't speak English. But I've decided that if I say eat your din-din, that'll be more absorbable as a message than eat your food.
You're breaking it down.
It makes zero sense.
Kibble-size words.
Right. Eat your din-din. Eat your din-din. And no din-din. And then so what happened the other day is she did not eat her din-din, but she ate the rest of Natalia's fried egg and the rest of Sonny's cereal milk. And then I gave her the shot anyway because I had to leave. But then I had to do this thing where it's like I had to leave the note saying she didn't eat the din-din, but she got the shot because she ate the egg and she ate the milk. And then I got the thing from the wife. She ate Sonny's, it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? The dog's not eating its din-din. All right.
So me getting a ramp for my dog's recurring back injuries does not seem so bad now.
No. Here's the thing.
3 times he's thrown at his back.
Here's the thing about the dog ramp to the bed.
No, to the couch, not to the bed. The bed that makes it his territory. The couch is where he spends most of the day.
Okay.
So there's maybe a 10% better.
The real danger is eventually when you start using the stairs to get to the couch. There will come a day.
Or get off the
You
couch.
start using those stairs to get off the couch. It can convert into a ramp.
Yeah.
Like in case the dog wants to go skateboarding.
It's the stairs that collapse, the stairs, and they collapse into a ramp.
But why would you sometimes want the ramp?
The ramp's better for their back, supposedly.
I would love to sit down with the company that manufactures and ships.
Very similar to that.
I'd like to sit down with the company that makes anything from the Sky Mall.
It's carpeted.
But especially the two companies I like to sit down with. I like to sit down with the company that makes the carpeted steps/ramps that go to the bed or go to the sofa. And I'd like to sit down with the company that makes the giant inflatable chess pieces that you move around.
Yes.
And finally, the company that makes the double-decker cat stroller. I like to sit with those companies down. I like to sit down with them. And what I like to do is I'd pull down a map, a global map. And I'd pull out a U.S. map. And I'd go, I want you to put a pin. Let's make Nicaragua. How many units? How many units you guys ship yearly to, let's say, El Salvador, Nicaragua, places like that? Let me see, and just a bunch of. I just say put a pin in the place where you ship the most carpeted doggy stairs, and I bet you Central and South America would just be completely. You could run at it with your tongue out and be completely confident. Then you'd probably skip over Alabama and Mississippi and stuff that you'd get to, and then you'd hit Los Angeles.
And Manhattan.
Manhattan, Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
Pacific Palisades, and you just see this cluster ball of pins. I'd like to see that. I'd like to work on that. Let's get them going with that.
They should cluster all the ones they sell and just watch LA and New York just swell.
I'm guessing a lot of the Middle Eastern countries.
Probably not, no.
Probably not so much. But I'd really like that. Let's make that happen, Matt. Let's make that happen. Oh, porcelain Punisher. All right. Is our guest here?
Yes, our guest is here.
Oh, okay. I should put that on my little signboard there. Should we bring Ben in? Yeah. Remember I said I like to do the news before the show? And then not so much? Yeah, we'll do some news. All right, Alison Rosen, why don't you get that news queued up? We'll do a little bit of that news.
Okay, but can I first? There's something
Yes.
that I've been thinking about since our show last night that I wanted to ask you. You were talking about you and Drew, and you were talking about how Drew is a sponge, and he just anything anyone has to say, he soaks it up and takes it in, versus you. And like when you guys started doing Loveline and people brought notes to you guys. The network had notes. He was like, yes, I definitely want to hear anything you have to say. And you were like, that's him. I don't. And here's what I'm wondering.
Those were producers, but yeah. But I also sized them up as idiots.
Right.
Early.
But here's my thing, because I am much more like Drew, but I would much more rather be like you because I feel like it's just a better, more efficient way to be. Mm-hmm. Does it not bother you? Are you not ever vexed with this? Like, I don't want people to think I'm an asshole.
I don't ever want good people to think I'm an asshole. I don't mind assholes thinking I'm an asshole. And as I've said many times, I want assholes to think I'm an asshole so they'll leave me alone. I had a crazy Israeli cunt of a neighbor who, when I got my first house, who I was trying to be neighborly with, and she bugged the shit out of me, and she was nuts, and she was demanding, and her son had a serious narcissistic disorder, which I guess he got from fat, stupid cunt mom, and they were both just a fucking huge pain in the ass, and after a number of years of sort of trying to be neighborly, I sort of like would yell at her, hey, fuck off, and get the hell off my property, and I scared her sufficiently, and then I wasn't bothered by her, and then I realized it's good that she's scared of me. It's good that she thinks I'm an asshole, because there are people that will never stop encroaching.
Yeah.
Once you go, hey, come on in with your horrible ideas and your very unrealistic requests. Come on, and by the way, you can call me day or night, weekends, whatever it is.
Right. I guess like once you get the sense that they're not respecting you.
Or they're just fucking stupid or nuts or whatever, then at a certain point you just go fuck off and they leave you alone, and then that's a good thing. So life becomes like a party, and there's the one asshole who you really don't want to make small talk with and you really don't feel like talking to. Have that guy think you're an unapproachable asshole. It's good. He'll leave you alone. Now, he will tell other people you're an asshole.
And that doesn't bother you?
Look, I read articles on myself that have my name misspelled, have my age wrong, call me, I'm called, xenophobic and homophobic. I'm called everything all the time. And at a certain point...
That's just the press materials for the show.
Yeah, it's right. It's stapled to the back of my headshot, And that I can ride not only Western, but English style.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That comes in handy. It's often in
I do an
auditions.
English and Cockney accent. So you have to... Here's what you have to have, or what you have to be, which is you have to be okay with what you're saying and who you're saying it to. And there are times when I say things and I've hurt people's feelings or angered people that I respect and that I love, and I feel badly. And then I want to rectify that, and I want to correct that. But if every time some asshole cuts you off and inflicts you the bird and you go fuck off, and then you realize that person's going to drive away thinking you're an asshole, if that's going to bother you, it's going to be a long, shitty life. So, and it's much better really that people respect you more than like you. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't be a douchebag, and you should be wildly, incredibly fair with people. But ultimately, when you look back on any historical figure, the nice part is a distant second to whatever they got accomplished. I mean, look, whether you're talking about a president or a general or an artist, a painter, a musician, it's never like, well, the guy's work was subpar, but he was super sweet.
Yeah.
We don't know who that guy's name is.
What a team player.
Yeah, right. Nobody knows who that person is.
Did you ever go through a phase, though, where you did want everyone to like you, or was this just like not part of your makeup? You
go through, you need to know, thank you for asking, by the way. The problem that people have is they don't know where they are and when they are. As I've said, Jimmy Kimmel, does the White House Correspondents' President's press conference. He hosts the Emmys. He gets a star on the Walk of Fame. He knows who he is now. You can't go in and tell Jimmy whatever. It's not going to work. He knows who he is. But there was a time when Jimmy was not that Jimmy. It's not that he was a different human being. It's just he was a different station in life.
Yeah.
And somebody would come in who was a lot dumber than he was and a lot less funny than he was, and then tell him and a young Adam Carolla what was funny and what to do. And we wouldn't tell him to fuck off because they were higher ranking in our army. Now, we knew...
I wouldn't say a lot less funny.
Thanks, Jack Silver. Ugh. We knew that we were funnier than these people, but what people don't realize is they jump the gun on their own career, which is it's if a young, Steve Jobs in the 7th grade started telling all his teachers to fuck off. There's no way anyone knows who he is now. He's going to have to work his way. And
you have to earn it.
But then you have to know where you are. And you don't want to get past yourself. You don't want to get below yourself. Meaning, my early days at K-Rock, it was this, yes, sir, no, sir. You think that's funny? I won't do it. I will do it. Never again. You're the boss. You're right.
Please
okay.
tell me tape exists of this.
Well, not a ton of that, but no attitude. No attitude. Now, later on, when I'm telling Stone Stanley, the producers of Loveline, that, don't bother me with bad ideas, I don't say, fuck off, you guys are hacks. I just go, I know what I can do. I know you know what I can do. It's not what you know. You see, people do this all the time. It's like, I know in my heart I'm the best. I know I'm the best for this job. No, fuck what you know. What does the other person think? What does the person with the checkbook think? They have to know. And at a certain point, like with Loveline, they want us to come back for season 3. I said, you're going to have to double my pay because I'm not getting paid enough. And Drew was like, oh, shit. No. Just go back. And my manager and Drew's manager was like, and I said, no.
For fear that they would what? Be like, well, fuck you?
For fear that they'd go out and hire somebody else instead of me, except for I knew that nobody else could do this job but me. And more importantly, I knew they knew. And I knew they knew I was being undercompensated, and I knew they couldn't find anyone else to do this job that would do it as well as I. And so I said, no, I'm not. And I said to them, this is not a threat. For the amount of money that you're paying me, it is not worth me coming back to the show. This is not one of those things where I'm threatening you. I'm saying it's physically not worth my time. It's like if you said, paint my house, I'll give you $50, I would just say no. It wouldn't be because I was angry with you or threatening you. It just simply wouldn't be worth my time. And for the amount you're paying and for other projects that I'm doing, this is not worth my time. So this is not a threat. This is the money I need to do this. And then they doubled my pay, and they doubled Drew's fucking pay too. And that's why I feel like he owes me money, because he was the one who was telling me, no, like we'll go back and do it. So you should not tell everyone to fuck off. You should tell some people to fuck off. You need to know where you are in this weird ladder of career versus who you can talk to and how you can talk to them. And you never want to do it prematurely. If there's ever a moment where you think you need to know you're indispensable to whatever this is, and as I say to people all the time, and as I once yelled at my friend, Daniel Kellison, who basically came up with this whole network, when I was pissed off at him at Jimmy Kimmel's, because he was the first executive producer over there, I yelled at him, don't come back tomorrow. Don't come in tomorrow and see what happens. See what happens. And ask yourself that question, everyone who has a job. If you don't come in tomorrow, what will happen? And if the answer is, we'll do a show anyway, or we'll figure it out, or sometimes the answer is, people will be relieved.
Yeah.
If the answer to that question is, we're going to do a show anyway, then next time you show up, bring some fucking donuts and drop your attitude. You need to know. Now, I knew, well, if I didn't show up, there was no love line. And they weren't going to be able to go to the local comedy club and find a guy who could do what I did in real time. I know that guy doesn't exist, and I knew they couldn't do it. So I was confident with that. So the thing, and it's a 20-minute answer to a 5-minute question, don't overinflate, but don't undervalue either. Know where you're at, but whatever your job is, ask yourself, if you don't show up the next day, what's going to happen? Because that's really the most important question you can ask yourself in any environment. And there's a lot of jobs where you don't show up and we do whatever we do without you. And you string together a few of those, people start to notice. All right, I'll tell you what. Give us a news story to tease before we take a break.
Well, we have an Oscar Pistorious update.
Ooh.
Some new things have been found at the scene of the crime.
All right, we will do that. We'll bring in Ben Hoffman, and we'll get to that right after this.
Here's what not to watch on TV tonight. At 8 on Food Network, don't watch Sweet Genius. Chocolate desserts are made from chicken stock. At 8:30 on VH1, be sure to miss Black Ink Crew. Caesar lands in court as a child support drama plays out, and Puma sets out to get a new tooth. And at 10 on Cinemax, definitely don't watch The Chronicles of Riddick. A fugitive eludes bounty hunters and fights intergalactic warriors. Starring Vin Diesel. That's what not to watch on TV tonight. Now, back to the Adam Carolla Show.
A couple quick pieces of business before we get into it with Ben Hoffman. The Ben Show, by the way, Comedy Central, Thursday, February 28th, 10 p.m. Ben Hoffman, watch your show and really enjoyed it, by the way.
Thank you very much. I've been getting a lot of great people like you that I admire.
Well, thanks.
And I like to hear, like you and Jimmy have been awesome, saying great things. Because all I really care is that other comedians like it. So
Sure.
I've been really happy.
No, it's like you don't care that the fat chick with the bad skin is attracted to you. I mean, it's nice.
I'll take it. Yeah.
But you want the prom queen. That's Jimmy.
I got you. Well, no, you too, prom king.
Yeah.
Queen.
You've got half the court
I think we
there.
both be
Yeah.
queens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the show is really funny. I think the reason Jimmy likes it and I like it is it kind of reminds us of the Man Show, like when you're walking down Melrose and kind of doing your man on the street
It's only two
stuff.
letters away.
I never thought about that. The
It's
Ben
pretty close.
Show. Yeah.
It's got that irreverence. Yeah, I think there's some different similar. Obviously, I watched that, growing up. So it probably made a mark on me more than I know.
It's a really funny show, and it's sort of let's see what I see, the obituaries or the obituaries, really funny rapping obituaries. Were those real dead human beings?
I've been getting that question a lot, and
Yes.
for the record, it's a gangster rapper rapping the week's obituaries, the obituaries. I felt bad at the last second. I pulled them and I made them all fake. So I got really worried that because if my grandma died and I saw some rapper on TV rapping,
You don't think that's a fitting tribute?
It's
in
really
a way,
funny.
but my uncle Bobby just died, and he's really old. He had Alzheimer's. Like, if someone rapped about him, even if it was funny, I'd probably be pissed. So I pussied out at the last second and didn't.
It doesn't
and made them
matter.
all- Yeah.
It's still funny as shit.
Thank you.
And like I said, the show, it premieres on Comedy Central Thursday, February 28th. So you got Gibby in the next room over there who
My partner in crime, yeah.
saw on The Burn a few weeks ago, and I've seen, The Late Late Show. I think it was The Late Late Show. Gibby's just one of these guys that every time there's something with comedy, you walk in and he's standing there. He's not contributing, but he's there.
No,
You
he's
know what I mean?
contributing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, he's mainly just standing
Oh,
around.
so he's
like-
contributing now. Okay.
yeah, it's a new thing he's working on.
To me, he's like the version of like, like almost every workplace you go into, there's like there's like a first aid kit like hanging on the wall and a fire extinguisher, but no one's ever using it.
It's in case of emergency.
It's just there.
Case of emergency break for Gibby.
Gibby's there.
But I met him on Sports Show, where you were technically my boss.
Oh, right.
So it's nice to meet you.
Right.
I guess is
With
kind
Norm
of what-
Macdonald.
Yeah.
That guy sounds hot.
Yeah, there he goes. So now, what's your backstory, Ben? Where do you get all your mirth?
Well, I'm from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I'm a Jew from Kentucky. So
Wow.
now you figure
That's
out where
tough,
my comedy comes from. So yeah, and I moved out here. I was on this network with this guy over here, one of the cameramen.
That's Kentucky's the light blue grass state.
The bluegrass state.
Oh,
But yeah, it's not really.
If you're Jewish, I'd go light.
Yeah, I'm colorblind, so I can't really tell. We worked on Current TV for a while. Now Al Jazeera Network.
Sure.
And
Makes sense.
it was fucking hell from the day I got there to the day I left. But I guess I learned.
Why was
What
it,
were you doing
Why was
there?
it hellish? Yeah.
And also, why was it hellish?
Because it was mainly my fault because I thought I was better than it.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent the whole time just bitching how I was like destined for better things.
Mm-hmm.
Which it turned out, I mean, I was fucking right.
Yeah.
But at the time,
Yeah.
things were looking pretty bleak.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just like you know what the thing was with them? I shouldn't talk too much shit about them. They've been pretty good to me. It was kind of like being paid for film school, looking
Mm-hmm.
back on it, because I got to like learn how to make TV.
What was some of the shows on Current TV?
I'm not going to waste your time. I don't even remember the titles of
What
the show.
were you doing there?
Basically, the woman who started the Daily Show started a show on Current TV, like the young, hip Daily Show. Mm-hmm. So who are you going to get, right?
Right.
Me, the
Sure.
hippest, funniest guy around, who spent 3 years on the show and said like 3 funny things. But the cloud of Al Gore was like, if you said anything controversial or anything out of the ordinary, the headline the next day was, like one of the shows, somebody called Sarah Palin a gilf, for example. Mm-hmm. So the headline next day on Drudge Report, Al Gore calls Sarah Palin gilf.
Right, because
So-
it was on his network.
It was on his network. So anything you did was attributed to him, so that was kind of the cloud over it. So
Right.
it was kind of annoying that it was almost like you didn't want to piss. I've still never met Al Gore.
You never
but-
met him.
Yeah, but you were just worried about he was going to take the credit for
Right.
kinda anything you did. So it kind of hampers comedy a little bit. Plus, they always wanted me to. I'm not a political comedian, and they wanted me to do like Daily Show type stuff.
What happened when you left Kentucky? Were they like, we lost our Jew?
Yeah, well,
It's going to be tough to replace. Someone's got to go to Manhattan and get a Jew and get it back here quick because we're short a Jew.
Well, the softball
That's
team.
what we said when Teresa left.
The softball team definitely, was hurt for a while.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Mojave Zion, the Wizards of Oz is their name.
Right.
They don't do so hot in the Catholic League. But yeah, my parents. My mom's from Nashville, so they wanted to live somewhere close by, and
Mm-hmm.
they figured it'd be a nice place. They still don't believe me that I got Jew jokes all
Mm-hmm.
day because all their friends were fucking Jewish.
Right.
But I used to go to school and just get Jew jokes all day.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to school. I went to UK.
Oh, okay.
Same shit.
Airport's in Cincinnati, right? Or am I screwing that up?
No, the Cincinnati airport's in Kentucky.
Oh, fuck that one up.
Yeah, but it's close. But
Yeah.
but why is the Cincinnati airport in Kentucky? Doesn't make
Yeah, no,
sense.
no. So anyway, show funny, and how many episodes you guys?
8 episodes starts. This is live. So yeah, a week from Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, February 28th at 10 p.m. Funny show. Yes,
I
right.
have a question. If you got nothing but Jew jokes in high school, why did you go to University of Kentucky? Do you think all of a sudden you were going to be around enlightened people?
I don't know. I'm an idiot. I wasn't really thinking. I just hated school so much, and it just seemed like the easiest way. Because my parents said I had to go to college. It seemed like the easiest way to get out of it. No, I remember I was in a marketing class, like my first day at University of Kentucky, and they're teaching me about marketing. Like, what's the name for someone who likes to, bargain and try to get the price down? This redneck. Of course, you know where this is going.
Sure, shoot down.
Yeah, it's called a Jew. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He goes, and the professor goes,
You're in college.
this is college. This is fucking college. And the professor goes, actually, there's some people who actually find that offensive.
Actually.
And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, you went to progressive college.
Yeah, I'm sitting right here. Mm-hmm. And then 'cause I didn't really. I'm not one of those guys who really needed to get out. If they had showbiz in Kentucky. I'd be there right now. I didn't
Right.
really need to be in L.A.
Right.
All my friends like, New York, L.A., let's get the fuck out of here, man.
Right. Well, LA,
was-
I would argue LA needed you, Ben.
Yeah. Well, we're about to be proven wrong. Thursday, February 28th at 10 p.m.
All right, should we do a little news?
Yes.
And Ben, you can crack wise and hang out? How about it?
The news with Alison Rosen.
She'll read some news from her iPad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's Alison, Alison. And when it's time to wrap it up, she'll sign it off with zip it cunt. It's Alison, Alison.
Okay, so a couple updates to the Pistorious case.
Yes.
A neighbor said he heard nonstop shouting between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. So this would suggest that it wasn't the intruder scenario that he's saying. And then also, police found syringes and initially they said they found syringes and 2 boxes of testosterone in his bedroom.
Right.
But then the prosecution withdrew that, saying it's too early to identify what the substance is. It might be an herbal
It said
remedy or something.
testosterone, and then it said something else. That the story I heard is it said testosterone, and then it went into a long name,
Oh.
and it wasn't testosterone.
So
But it
what
started
was it?
as
Some kind of supplement?
yeah. It was like if you found a stick and it was orange and it said TN and you went TNT, but it said TNP on it, but you'd already kind of done the math and started running. That's what happened. It said testosterone something
Right.
something.
I'm
something.
just wondering if that means it has some testosterone in it.
It makes sense to me, but they withdrew it because it
Yeah.
wasn't that. But
Well, and
by
now
the
what they're
way,
saying is that the South African police have bungled the case in a number of ways.
all right, but here's the thing. I don't get this. See, I'm into the spirit of the law. Like, hey, you guys bungled the whole OJ case. See, he went over there with a knife and he cut this chick's head off, and then you went over there and screwed it all up. So, thus, we should set him
Right.
free. It's like, all right, let's just get back to the basics here.
What do the two have to do with each other? I never understood that.
We're trying to figure out whether the guy did it or not whether Fong screwed it up. Like
Yeah.
he should have put rubbers over his shoes before he walked in all her blood that came
Yeah,
from the
that's
head
right.
when OJ attempted to take it off with a buck knife.
That's what happened here, though. They didn't wear the right protective covering on the shoes, and the gun was in the
I'm
toilet.
all for that, but I mean, we get caught up in the minutia, and it's like there's still four bullets in a
she
body.
still was shot by him.
Right. And so they always do that thing where it's like, well, they mispronounced this, and then they mishandled that, and then they contaminated this, and then they didn't follow protocol on that.
Hence,
And
there's no way we can possibly deduce anything.
right. But I would still like to distill this back to its basic root elements, which is you got a gun and you shot her multiple times, or you got a knife and you cut these 2 people's heads off, basically. That's where I'd like to keep the focus of this case.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't understand what the testosterone has to do with it.
Even that.
Oh, well, I think an argument might be that he was in some kind of roid rage.
Which still isn't roid rage. Still isn't. It's not a proven condition. It really isn't. I mean, nobody. They don't even know steroids are bad for you. By the way, with the name of the thing was up on the screen. What I'm saying is if you're a dude who's 65 years old and you're bench pressing 270 and you're built like a 41-year-old, we've not decided. We don't know if that's bad.
Yeah.
Like that may be a good thing. It's certainly obnoxious.
It's annoying, yeah.
Fucking dudes are 30 years younger than you are keeping their shirts on the beach, and you're fucking all our women and everything like that.
Like me, yeah.
But being 70 and having that kind of muscle mass, why is that? Like, they don't even know if steroids are bad for you.
It's like you say with the CGI now. Like we're in that weird in between period where we don't know if steroids are bad for you. They're illegal in competition,
Right.
But they may not be bad for you for your body.
It's like this. Your body starts dying on its 30th birthday. I like to think it's the next day because that's a shitty way to celebrate
Yeah.
your 30th birthday. But physically, biologically, your body starts dying about its 30th birthday. Now, it doesn't peel off that fast, but it starts dying. I look at the NFL, look at all the guys that are under 30, look at the guys that are over 30, look at the guys that are over 35, and eventually there's 2 kickers from Albania that are 39 years old. You don't see a bunch of dudes. Even the freaks of nature like Ray Lewis at 37 are too old to play that game. So your body starts dying. you then replace this growth hormone, which your body stops producing. I started making estrogen full time like 6 years ago. I'm lactating now, Ben.
I've been doing it since I was a baby. Yeah,
And
I'm half
that's
woman.
it. So now we're taking that and we're putting it back into your veins, and everyone's going, oh, no, this is going to kill you. No, what's going to kill you is you dying. We started that at age 30. That's how you die. You don't necessarily die by putting this
I've seen
juice back
I've seen
into you.
Cocoon though. This doesn't end well.
But yeah, like those NFL players, they take testosterone, and what, 20% of those people are killers at best.
Yeah, maybe 20,
So that doesn't-
22.
Exactly. So that doesn't
Yeah.
show us anything.
That's right.
It's a higher ratio in the skill positions, but you're right. It's
This, by the way, stuff is called testocompositum.
coenzyme, a permitted herbal medicine. You know what
Right.
I don't like? How they call testosterone T. Like if you have low T,
Yeah.
it
I
doesn't
don't
make
like
it
that
any more
either,
fetching.
especially with the T cell thing. So basically, who cares if the guy was juicing? Number one. Number two.
Agreed.
The whole it's did you kill your girlfriend or not? And like to me, like you take the whole OJ thing. We have tapes of 911 of her screaming, "He's going to kill me." That's about it.
Yeah.
And then once we find the person who was on the tape screaming, "He's going to kill me," I don't care if we find him dead because a maritime disaster. I'm going after the fucking guy who's the he in that equation. As a matter of fact, all you women out there just to fuck with your man ought to just call 911 and scream, "He's going to kill me" right now, just so it's on tape. This is on file.
Should it all be done on the same day?
Yeah, we should have a national call 911 and scream, "He's going to kill me."
flood the system.
Flood the
Just to
system
be
day.
safe.
Yeah, play it safe.
Speaking of dead bodies and other things that are disgusting, a corpse was found in a water tank on the roof of a hotel in downtown LA. It had been there for 2 weeks. The way they found it was people at the hotel were complaining about low water pressure. So a maintenance man went up there to see what was going on
Yeah.
and found the decomposing body of Elisa Lam, a Canadian who
Yeah.
had gone missing. And they don't know yet how she died.
At least she was Asian.
What?
What I mean is,
Oh.
no, what I'm saying is finding a decomposing body
Oh.
that goes 110 pounds and is hairless. You got a
Yeah,
fat
right.
Armenian dude up there.
That's a good point.
You got like Ron Jeremy
Russian mafia
decomposing
guy.
up there.
Yeah.
Like that's bad times.
Eastern Bloc Russian mafia.
Plus, there's like, I'm telling you, like if you said to me,
No, it's a great point.
people are like, it's a fantastic point. People are like, oh, they were drinking that water, they were showering
They
that
were brushing
water.
their teeth with
They're
it.
brushing
yeah.
their teeth with that water. And then so if I stayed at that hotel during the time there was a decomposing body up in the water tank, and I went like, well, let me see a picture of it, and you showed an attractive, perky, petite Asian broad, I'd be like,
Do you think it might kind of an advertisement for the hotel?
well, I wouldn't take
that's who goes there.
I wouldn't take it that
Went
far.
there.
I wouldn't take it that far, but I'd go, I was brushing my teeth with her. Okay. But if you showed me Sheikh Khalid or what, Mohammed or something, you showed me like a hairy, swarthy, Middle Eastern, heavy-set dude.
KSM.
Yeah, find me KSM. You show me a picture of that dude, and I never stop vomiting.
Mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind showering with her.
Yeah, that's
Dead
what I'm
body.
saying. You
Yeah, it's
essentially
not a big
showered
deal,
with her. You showered with her spirit.
I've
Now
showered
her
with worse.
spirit is in you.
Someone who stayed at the hotel said, there's a quote, the water did have a funny taste. But for some reason I'm thinking, well, now you're saying that because you know.
Right.
Did it really though? You stayed at the hotel for 8 days.
Now there's Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Now what if
Yeah.
you found out he was in that tank? You'd never stop yakking.
I'm checking out. Yeah, I'm checking out
That's
of the
right.
hotel.
But see, you didn't. With him though, you'd
And
know
plus she
because
was-
hairs would be coming through.
She was Canadian too.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a little cleaner than we are.
Ooh, good point.
Definitely.
They have universal health care. She was certainly healthy.
Of the
Before
two,
the
I
death.
would take the first one by far.
Yeah. All right, just make
The shower was awful. When you turned the water on, it was coming black for the first 2 seconds, and then it went back to normal.
Well-
That's just a shitty hotel, though.
Welcome to LA, everybody.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
I got to go with Adam. This is just an overall positive story.
But I
Listen, I
didn't.
feel horrible for her. I'm just saying, I would, if I was one of the people who stay in the hotel and they said there's a body decomposing in the water tank and you may have taken a shower. First off, bullet dodge because I rarely shower.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you guys all make fun of me for never taking a shower. Now who's laughing? Because you're all covered with decomposed Asian body. Number
Vindication.
one, total vindication for me not showering and barely brushing my teeth. Number one. Number two, I'd want to see the body. And like I said, if he looked like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and never stopped throwing up.
She looks like a nice, skater or something.
Here's
like
what I'm saying. when you check into a hotel, you hope that there's no decomposing body that is coming through the pipes and into your shower and sink. You hope.
You do, yeah.
You hope. But if you have to have a decomposing body, you can't do better than this.
That's the girl. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. That girl or golden retriever.
I'd still have her.
I'd say
Because the fur.
I'd take her just for fur. I mean, you can keep going.
Okay. Alligator.
So I'm taking the Asian.
soap.
Well, soap I'd probably take.
I knew I'd fight.
Yeah. Fuck that. Well, you jumped too far ahead.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Possum. Ooh, hairless cat.
Ooh. Well, now, just because of the mass, you know what I mean? Because hairless cat goes about 8 pounds. All right, sorry. Anyway, she's going to be missed.
Well, yeah.
No disrespect. I'm just saying.
Starring
Look, it may be backhanded, but it's a compliment. It's sort of the ultimate compliment I'm paying her.
Ben should have a rapper do her obituary.
Yeah, but she's real.
She's real.
I only make fun of real dead people.
We'll change the
on
name.
podcasts. Yeah.
By the way, if I were, Jesus Christ, first off, that maintenance guy is going to need a tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if the dude at the Starbucks is getting a tip, that guy needs a tip.
It's a long day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long day. That's not what you want to find when you crack the lid on the hopper on the roof.
Now's the time to approach the boss about a raise.
Right.
Now's the time.
This is perhaps a dumb thing, but I didn't realize that hotels have big water tanks on the roof. Is that how this always works?
I see him in New York all the time, and I see him in any movie where there's a meteor that's going to hit the thing because they got to go through the thing. You know, they got something to fall over, something to blow apart, and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't know they had them in L.A. I just assumed they use municipal water that's pumped in, and I didn't know if they pump it up to the top and then it's a gravity feed or whatever. Anyway,
Where else are you going to put the Asian women?
well, it's a decent point. Yeah, you got to keep them somewhere.
A question about your not showering. Mm-hmm. Like, if I don't take a shower the next day, I just feel kind of gross.
Yeah,
Even if I'm not.
right.
You don't ever feel a little bit not so fresh?
If I've done something to merit it, but I need to do something that's kind of filthy. Like, I need to really be working around metal for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to get my grind on.
Can
you
you
know
do
what I mean?
Can you do the gym and no shower and bed?
Yeah, well, see, I don't sweat like most people sweat. I sweat, but it's just sort of water. Like, I have this weird thing where I will jump my rope. I will sweat through my T-shirt. It'll be sopping wet. I'll hang it on the railing of my stairs. The next day, I'll pick it up. If you smell it, you can't tell whether it was sweat up or swat upon or not. I'm clean that way. I don't have that. I don't have that thing going on.
Can you go to bed without a shower after that?
Yeah, I
See,
can. I can get totally drenched in sweat, wipe myself off, get dressed, and then go to bed that night and have no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, see, it's more a psychological thing, I think.
Yeah, I could never do
I
that.
rinse myself off like twice a week, and that's just rinse. I just rinse. I just go up to the hopper on top of the hotel room and jump into that tank. You know, maybe the guy... You guys can find a picture, but maybe the animal that dumped this poor Asian woman up there had watched a little too much Petticoat Junction growing up. Now, no one has any idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, I'll be honest.
But when I show you a picture, when Dawson finds me the right picture of Petticoat Junction,
I don't know what you're talking about.
then you're all going to laugh, and you're not going to say it, but you're going to think, that's why they call him Ace. Keep going.
I'm ready. LA has become the first major city in the world to synchronize all of its traffic signals. Via Grossa has been trumpeting this.
There's a picture of Petticoat Junction.
Oh, wow.
You got to pull back a little bit, but they
That's why they call him Ace.
Yeah.
you pull back a little, but
I love there's a dog in
they
there.
bathed in the water tank.
Oh, yeah.
And their Yorkie did, too.
There's the water tank from Petticoat Junction, and them and their Yorkie hot chicks. That was as much tails I saw growing up. Was it hot chicks from Petticoat Junction?
Nice 70s tan lines.
Yeah, there they are bathing,
60s or
they're
whatever.
skinny dipping in the town water tank.
And that's the same tank, right?
Same tank. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Tell me about
The completion of this
Tony
project
Villar.
will increase travel speeds by 16% and reduce travel time by 12%.
Right.
So the LA mayor's office has tweeted, here's one, syncing all of LA's traffic signals reduces nearly 1 metric ton of pollution annually and saves you 1 day of waiting in traffic. And also, proud to announce today that all 4,398 traffic signals in LA are synced to our automated traffic control system.
Is it?
So what was it before? Sensors?
I don't know. Ben, is it legal to turn right on a red in Kentucky?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's that way in many parts of the country.
It's everywhere, I thought, right?
No.
Not New York, I guess.
No, there are many parts of the country where it's not legal to turn right on a red. Here's how fucking stupid this fucking city is and our fucking mayor is, and he should not be crowing about this victory. It is legal to turn right on a red in Los Angeles, yet 3/4 of the people driving the city have no fucking idea it's legal to turn right on a red, and you honk at them and they still don't move. Once in a while they wake up and they go, oh, okay, and they do it. Other times they don't do it. Other times you're behind a car that's behind them and you honk and the person goes, well, what do you want me to do? The guy's not turning. Honk your fucking horn. So, as I've said a million times, it is legal to turn right on a red. We do not turn right on a red oftentimes. Some people are aware and do it, but many people do not do it. It could easily be remedied with an awareness campaign that is non-existent. Has anyone ever seen a sign? Has anyone ever seen a campaign that said turn right on a red? No, it does not exist. The other thing that doesn't exist is the thing that says if you can steer it, clear it, like they have in other cities, where if you get in a little fender bender, you can pull over on the side. You don't have to get out. It's not a CSI crime scene. You don't have to exchange all your
They
vital
have those
fluids.
signs in Kentucky.
In Kentucky,
Yeah.
you get in a fucking fender bender. You don't get out of your car in the third lane and have a long conversation about the 50 cents worth of damage that was done to your fucking Camry
Just had
bumper.
that.
You pull the fuck off the freeway.
On Fountain today, same thing.
People just getting out of their car.
And Fountain, is basically one lane
Right,
each way.
right.
And it should be a 2-minute drive. And these people are just out blocking both fucking lanes. It was so
Right,
annoying.
right. The point is, if we gave a shit and every freeway sign, every electric... I did it today just to drive myself insane. I pulled out of my driveway and I did not fasten my seatbelt in my car. And the chime went off 5 times. A thing, placard lit on dashboard, loud chime. Where's your seatbelt? How come you haven't put your seatbelt on? And then I let it go. I said, you know what? I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to fasten my seatbelt and see how long it takes before this chime goes off again. And by the way, will it go on in perpetuity? And sure enough, I started counting. 1, 2, 9 seconds later, it went off again. I said, how long does this continue? 1. On the 9th second, it went off again. It went in perpetuity. So this is built into every automobile. We don't need the click it or ticket campaign that's on every single one of those freeway signs. Those fucking freeway signs must cost $2 million a pop. Right? If I know anything about this city, it's $2 million a fucking pop, and it's another $1 million a year to have some retard keep them updated. All right, there's nothing.
That job pays $1 million a year.
Holy shit.
Well, by the time the dust settles on all pension and all that stuff, by the time everything we're all in, it's millions of dollars a year to have a large sign, a state-of-the-art sign that says nothing but click it or ticket, which is completely insane since every vehicle already has that built into it. You cannot sell a vehicle and you have...
So that's by law.
Of course. There's a fucking... Find the fucking thing. Since 1978 or 74. Like, I mean, it's not only been on the books, it's been on the books. If you want to be an automotive manufacturer, you cannot build a car that does not have an alert system for you not having your seatbelt plugged in. And it's been this way for over 30 fucking years. But all we can come up with is click it or ticket. Not it's legal to turn right on a red. Not if you can steer it, clear it. Nothing that would alleviate traffic whatsoever. So when this fucking hypocrite retard of a mayor of ours wants to sit and crow and pound his chest about being the first in the nation or whatever, fuck you, because I've been driving your fucking cluttered, shitty fucking highways for the last 30 years in this city, and you've done shit. And by the way, why not? Why not a camp? Why not something other than click it or ticket? It's nothing. Click it or ticket is nothing. It's nothing. It's built into every fucking car. I've said it a million times. What if every fucking pair of pants, made since 1978 had a buzzer that went off and a light that flashed when the zipper was down? Would we need a zip it or nip it campaign? I'm like, what kind of campaign would we need? We don't need it. It's built in. It's built into every fucking car. So if you are ignoring it, If you've decided to ignore the super loud, audible chime that's going on inside your car, why then this? All right, I don't care when the first seatbelt law came. Not interested in that, and the system, not when it first appeared. When did it become a federal mandate? What year did because there's laws that they pass. It's not like, well, Ford, you do your thing, Chevy, you do your thing. No, you can't build a car without an airbag. You can't build a car without a 5-mile-an-hour bumper on it. You cannot build a car without a brake light that's higher than 36 inches off the ground. Whatever. There's a million and one mandates about building automobiles, and this one goes back to, it's in my book somewhere, but it's like 1978. Maybe it's 76. But well over 30 years.
This law has, of all the laws, this one affects me, affects other people the least. I mean, I can see why they would have a campaign to, like, click in your kid. That makes sense.
Right.
I guess, if people are that dumb. But that's the least problem on the road. What do I care if you're not wearing your seatbelt?
Well, first off, you could argue just that's your prerogative. If you've decided that you don't want to wear your seatbelt, then you don't have to wear your seatbelt.
You gotta
because
listen to the beep, but yeah.
We live in the United States. I would argue, and other people would say, well, you get into an accident and you're uninsured, and then we have to pay your medical costs, and it's severe because you weren't wearing your seatbelt. I'm fine with people wearing their seatbelt. I'm fine with them not wearing their seatbelt. I'm saying click it or ticket gets nobody to wear their seatbelt unless we're all driving around DeSoto's and unaware of the fact that they have seatbelts. And
not only that, you begin to, when you see something repeatedly, you tune out. So if you're already the kind of person who's tuned out the chime, seeing the same words on a sign that you pass every day, there's no way that's sinking in. At least come up with some other dumb poem.
Since 1975, manufacturers have been required to install 4 to 8 second audible and visual warnings in the car when the seatbelt was not fastened. It's inside of the fucking car, and it's coming on 40 fucking years, and we're so fucking stupid that this is what we think is a good idea. This has zero effect, yet move your shit off to the side of the road would serve a great effect, and turning right on a red would have a great effect too, but we're not interested. This guy's a fucking sociopath hypocrite. I cannot wait till he's gone. I can't wait till Tony Villar is his real name. I can't wait till he fucking packs it up. And if he runs for governor, we are fucked. We're going to have to move out of here.
So you don't feel hopeful about the reduction in traffic time?
It's nice. It's going to help. I'm sure it'll be marginal. I like the notion that after what feels like 136 years in the fucking office, that this guy's attempting to do something to alleviate traffic. But I have 10 things you could start tomorrow that wouldn't cost a fucking penny that they won't touch, that they never get near. I'd like to get 3 cars going on a left. How about the asshole who, when the signal cycles, doesn't pull out into the intersection to the last second? How about we wake that guy up? Here's what I'm saying. We have campaigns for everything. Everything is wake up. Hey, no child left behind. Hey, feed your kid. Hey, take care of this. Hey, no senior abuse. Hey, no trafficking, no human trafficking. Hey, everybody, here's what you get. Hey, nutrition. How about all those fucking commercials you just see on? Hey, don't feed your kid popcorn balls filled with lard. You got to give them vegetables and fruits and things like that. We do nothing but campaigns of awareness. Why not any awareness that involves driving, efficiency, and moving? It's always slow down, 55 saves lives, click it or ticket, and report drunk driving. It has nothing to do with efficiency or moving.
And if it doesn't say those things, I took this picture on my way to work the other day.
Right. Sign test.
Giant test for hours.
Yeah. Well, what about the millions of people that were killed when they didn't put their seatbelt on because there was no click it or fucking ticket? Yeah, we get it. It's a law. You have to wear your fucking seatbelt.
You know what exacerbates the right turn problem is the signs on the right side that say no right turn in red, and then below in little letters 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Sundays.
People can't read it, don't read it, it's too far away, they're distracted.
Right. All
and
they see is the big fucking universal slash through the right turn.
And how do you explain to someone that it's, you know what I mean? There's no international check your watch sign from behind the car.
I don't know.
Your horn should have more options.
Why do we have left turn arrows that ever fucking turn red? They should just be fucking green, and then they should go to nothing so you could turn when it was safe to turn. I mean, we're insane. We do nothing. And Via Retardo does nothing. So fuck him and his stupid syncing up the signals.
Nestle has recalled a bunch of products, beef products in Europe because horse DNA was found in the food. And then I, being, a Columbo of sorts, I was like, well, wait a minute. Maybe it's that the cows ate cow food that had horse in it. But no, some of the supposed beef was like 100% horse meat. Basically, they're serving horse meat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, see,
and calling it beef.
This is one of those things that we all get freaked out about, but I can't figure out what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
who gives a shit?
Restaurant. If you want to eat horse, just cross the border and go into Canada because there are restaurants that serve it there.
Yeah, we're just like we're freaked out because we've decided that, like, to me, it's weird because you take a look at like a big bluefin or yellowfin tuna, and that's a fairly majestic creature. And then you take a look at a shark or something like that, and then you take a look at a chicken. And chicken's like a cockroach. But then we're talking about before, like you wouldn't eat pigeon, but you'd eat chicken. And then you go, oh well, the pigeons are filthy. But then I don't know what kind of environment the chickens are being raised in. And like you would eat a cow. And you wouldn't have eaten a buffalo, but now you'll eat a buffalo.
Well, and people eat baby cow,
but you eat baby cow, but you wouldn't eat a moose, but you might if you grew up in Montreal. Like half of it is where you grow up.
Yeah.
So
actually,
who really gives a shit? It's just protein. It's just
the idea
muscle.
of horse meat doesn't freak me out that much. I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it. But
well, if you just pulled in somebody from a different planet and you showed them a Clydesdale and you showed them a cow and you're going, which one do you like to eat tonight? They'd probably, most of them would go for the Clydesdale. They'd go, plus it's pulling a keg of beer. It's awesome.
it looks more fun.
Yeah, Ed McMahon's there. Let's do it.
You ride it and eat it.
You ride it and eat it. Yeah. And you eat it as you go. You know what I mean? So, no, wait a minute. No, that's stupid.
That would slow it would slow your ride down.
No, but I think you're right. Like in my hometown, obviously, horses are gods. That's what people make millions of dollars.
Kentucky.
So you would think. So people are like, you can't eat this great animal. But I'm with you. I want the cooler.
Yeah.
I want the better meat.
Right. But the notion that you would never eat a dog, but you would eat a baby cow. It's just, or a deer. Like, what the fuck's the difference between a deer and a dog? Or rabbit you might eat. Like, there's a lot of
You definitely eat a rabbit.
animals on the maybe list. I got a lot, even a couple of humans. The ultimate prey. By the way, the ultimate
the most
prey.
dangerous game.
Put it this way: we've been eating horses and we're fine.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, all right, is everyone cool?
Yeah,
we're cool. Yeah. And when you buy that can of beef hash, from Vandy Camps or something like, what do you think's in there? I mean, not that there's horse in there, but how great is whatever product? Look, it's protein, and the good news is, no matter how bad it is, you're going to shit it out in less than 15 hours. Mm-hmm. So, what are you doing? Marrying it? You know what I mean?
Have you ever eaten dog food? Because I spend a lot of time now looking at the label on the dog food bag, thinking it's basically just human food.
Yeah.
I mean, if the label's to be believed.
Yeah, it's like gelatinous human food.
I mean, one of these days I'm going to try it.
I've done the thing where I, fake eat the food to try to kickstart my dog. Look at me. Look, I'm enjoying your food. Here, you want in? Because this is nummy. That has to be the most entertaining part of a dog's life, watching the owner. I'd say somewhere...
debase themselves?
I think picking up the shit would be number one for me if I was a dog. Like, I got a little something for you there.
You think the dogs talk about it amongst it? I got my dipshit owner to eat my food.
Hey, master. That's good. I took a shit. Gonna need you to grab that. Neighbors are watching, so let's go ahead and carry that back to the house. And then secondly, I want you to do the fake thing where you pretend to eat my food for me and do the nummy thing. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do another story. What do we got here?
Okay. An airline passenger slapped a toddler who wouldn't stop crying. And what he said is...
Whose toddler? Is it theirs or someone else's?
No. He was sitting next to a woman who had a toddler who wouldn't stop crying.
There's where you get in trouble.
And he told the mother to shut that N-word baby up.
Wow.
But he didn't say it the way I said it.
What'd he say?
Tyke. No.
He said it in
And
a nurturing way?
No. He said the whole N-word.
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I was making a joke. It
yeah.
didn't work.
Can I stick up for this guy first? No,
Sure.
I'm kidding.
It's funny because he
Yeah.
looks like Mr. Drummond.
He looks a lot nicer in that photo than the one on this piece of paper. He looks really drunk here, and he was drunk. And she said that he smelled. He was reeking of alcohol, and he got in her face. And he scratched the baby's eye, under the eye was scratched. And she said that the baby used to be outgoing, and now he's very apprehensive.
He's like a Bond villain.
The baby used to be.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's now lost his job.
The baby?
The guy,
Yeah.
Joe Ricky Hundley. That's his name.
What?
He's from Idaho.
3
He's
names, Idaho? That makes sense.
Joe
at all.
Ricky Hundley. He's no longer an employee of AGC Aerospace and Defense.
Well, a couple things. First off, happiest man on the planet, Alec Baldwin. That's number one. Because there's another guy out there tossing around the racial slurs.
Yeah.
And bumped me off the lead page of the New York Post, number one. Number two, I don't agree with this guy, but I do want him defending our nation. I want him working on our aerospace. Yeah. I like this guy. I want these guys working on stuff to kill the Ruskies.
Drunk
and,
assholes?
Yeah. I don't mind. If he's working with kids, I want him out. If he's driving a school bus, no can do. If he's working on Predator drones, this is the kind of guy I need. Mm-hmm. This is who I'm looking for.
Doesn't that look like too cliche? I mean, that's just like the most cliched, drunk redneck in a suit and the cutest black baby ever.
Yes, hello. My name is Graham
And the baby's, the mother is white.
Now,
It's an adopted kid.
Well, now, how old is the kid? 2? 2. All right. So, guys get drunk and they fucking can't handle their booze, man. Now, did the airline ban him? The airline's got to go. You can no longer use our airline or whatever it is, right? They have to do, at least they have to sort of posture.
I heard the first one's a warning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can do that once.
You're allowed one
Interesting.
slapping. No,
Wow.
I
And then
don't know, but I
who's
would
getting-
imagine, yeah.
So-
I mean, there was a lot of. No one's on his side, basically. A lot
Yeah,
of
I
people
don't-
on the plane had a reaction.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine the airline had a reaction.
Yeah.
His place of employment had a reaction.
I'm for every part of this story except for the part where the kid's no longer outgoing. Like, you're 2, you fucking fall into a well, you spend a week there, and the next day you're playing softball. Like that's what the good news about being 2 is you shake off weird shit pretty fast. I mean, because you don't know what's going on. I mean, you have a drunken racist smack you, or you're walking through the hall and the big dog comes around the corner and knocks you down. It's just that's what being 2 is. Part of being 2 is not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Well, but don't some.
No.
Okay.
It's not. It's you can't say he's no longer outgoing because of this. Shit happens to you when you're 2. I mean, you look, when you're 2, you fucking reach up and grab boiling pots of water, and you get, like I said, soap gets in your eye, and you start screaming. But then 5 minutes later, you're watching, Dora the Explorer and laughing your ass off. Like, you're not scarred for life because drunken. But first off, he doesn't. You're 2, you don't know what the racial component of it.
I was going to say that, too.
You probably don't. And then also, this guy, you get whacked. I mean, and by the way, there's a lot of 2-year-olds that get whacked by their parents. Mm-hmm. This is just whacked by someone else than their parent. I was hit by everybody but my parents, as you know. I was hit by other adults.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Who?
2. Grandpa Al Lewis from the Munsters hit me, and a woman named Roberta hit me in a car.
From the Munsters?
Both of them in a car. Well, yeah, but she's just standing.
Okay.
She wasn't counting.
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, my parents never hit me, but I was hit by other parents.
But it didn't affect you at all.
Did
it make you hate the Munsters?
Outgoing.
It didn't make me think. Whatever. I just thought I had it coming. Like I don't know.
Couple hours, maybe, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is this guy's an asswipe. This guy's probably an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he's a horrible individual, but you don't need to pile on to the kid where the kid used to be outgoing and now he's not anymore. He's 2. He doesn't
How
know
much
what the
to see
fuck's going
video
on.
this? I'd pay $1,000 right now to watch a video.
Oh, I would too.
I don't really understand, and maybe this is just because I'm a really nice person with ovaries. I don't understand the anger at the child. I can understand being upset with the parents.
Yes.
But to be
You ever
upset,
been drunk on a plane?
That's where the booze
not
comes
drunk enough,
in.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as the parent is doing everything the parent can do, including pulling the parent's shirt up and putting it over the kid's head and stuff like that, and snuffing it out with a pillow, I'm fine.
I saw that.
If the parent sits there with the earbuds in and pretends nothing's going on, that's when I get pissed.
Yeah.
But that looks like a guy who's like, he gets up in the morning and like, what's an excuse to slap a black baby and use the N-word?
Yeah.
Turbulence.
Like, yeah,
Here,
exactly.
look at this photo.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, at least
That's
they're
even
drunk.
worse.
Note to
Yeah.
future racists: try and time your racial outburst
there we
for
go.
your final descent, because otherwise
Yeah.
it's a long.
How many years in between these
3-hour
two
flight.
photos?
I don't
Like
know.
15?
I say an hour.
People can't see him really, so I don't give a shit. But the point is this. Also, I hate when these guys do this because we don't live in a racist society. We live in a society that has handfuls or pockets of drunken racist assholes that then fuck it up for the rest of us all the time. You know what I had to do today? I was meeting my buddy, and I was meeting him for lunch, and he's super prompt guy, and I hate to be the 10 minutes late guy, but I was driving my car from here, and the car was on 0, you know, the digital, here's what you got left. There's a bullshit device in cars now because it's like you're on 0 for 8 miles. How's that mathematically possible? But I did the thing where if I pulled over for gas and filled up, I was going to be late, but if I chanced it, I might run out of gas. So I pulled over and I did a like Dukes of Hazzard slide over the hood, you know, fill it up, try to get out of there as fast as I possibly could. And the director from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place pulled up in the exact same Jag I was driving. And he's like, hey, man. And he's a black guy. And I go, hey, how you doing? And right then the thing like clicks. And now I know my buddy's sitting at the Good Neighbor Cafe waiting for me. And he's like, hey, I did Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. And I was like, he's black. I can't go, that's awesome, and jump in my car and drive away.
Because then you're a racist douchebag.
I got to go like, yeah, sure. I remember he said, you did an episode with us. Remember that? I was like, right. I did the limousine episode. He goes, that's right. And I had to go.
Is he a big fan? Because I'm sure he's going to love this.
Well, I'm just saying this. I like the guy. I remember the guy. But I also I had to get the fuck out of there. Mm-hmm. But because he's a black guy, I had to give him an extra cut. Like you'll do the handshake or whatever. Like I didn't want to go, yeah, whatever. I didn't want to give him the high hat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, hey, yeah. See ya. So I did the, yeah, man, what are you working on now? And he said, I'm working with Cedric the Entertainer. And I thought, well, you bowl me over with a feather. Number one, you knock me down with a feather. But then I had to ask a couple follow-up questions and do the, all right, take care. Like but normally I would just sprint and jump back to my car if he was, you know.
Regular white director.
If it was like Truman Capote color. Yeah, it's Leonard R. Garner Jr. And we had to talk. Nice guy. He directed. Wow, that was good. That was fast. He directed for Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, right? He was nice. I knew him so from 15 years ago, but I did not want to blow him off because he was black, and I didn't want him to think I was part of the problem. See what I'm saying?
I pretty much never have time to talk to anyone that I may run into. And people who do, or do they just make sure that they're not running late? Because I'm always cutting it so close that I'm like, God, I hope I don't run into anyone.
That was my thought. And then the brother in the Jag pulled up, and was that Ryan Reynolds?
I think it was, yes.
A young Ryan Reynolds. By the way,
dreamier,
nicest dude in the world. Big Loveline fan. And that's why.
Canadian.
That's right. All right, let's bring it home, baby girl.
That's the news. I'm Alison Rosen. Zip it, cunts.
That was the news with Alison Rosen.
Shut that N-word baby up. Oh,
right.
That's Nathan Fillion, too.
I would argue, and as I've said to my brother friends many times, or really just Dag, because he's the only one I associate with, but for every horrible drunken racist on an airplane, there are 5 of us that are trying to overcompensate for him with weird handshakes we're not used to.
Or her.
Shut
her.
that N-word baby up.
That's right. And extra talk at the gas pump. All right. I'm going to be performing at the Nugget in Reno coming up this Saturday. We're also going to do a little Mangria tasting over there. So show up and let's party. And me and Drew in Denver and me and Prager out at the Valley Center Performing Arts, CSUN, coming up March 16th. So if you want to come see us, come check it out. Ben Hoffman, baby. The Ben Show premieres Comedy Central Thursday, February 28th, 10 p.m. An excellent, excellent program.
Thank you.
Enjoy it, and you can Twitter him at The Ben Show, and also check out the website, cc.com/Ben. So, until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Ben Hoffman, Alison Rosen, and Ball Bryan saying, mahalo. Hey, kiddies, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and catch any podcasts you might have missed at youtube.com/Adam Carolla. That's youtube.com/me.